The path is your own journey.
Right.
The initiate has to go on its own journey. And you can't take nothing with you. And you at the goddamn crossroads. And the crossroads is, are you ready to go to the next level?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I can't take you to the next level. You got to make that decision.
All right, so lately I've been dealing with the same shit we all deal with, the itch that we can't scratch, and that's pain. Dealing with whether you're dealing with pain within yourself or you are there for somebody else that's going through some form of pain. Now the thing about pain is it come in many forms, it have many names, but you know, it's a constant. And I'm just speaking from life experience. The same way they say change is the only constant. From my experience, I feel pain is a constant too. I feel like pain has never not been here. I also realize that you can draw a lot of inspiration through pain. A lot of my inspiration, a lot of the reason why I keep pushing, a lot of the reason why, you know, I keep moving on in a journey is because the pain is so immediate that in some shape or form, it forces you to act it out or speak to it or hide from it or run, or try to cover it up or give it a title or give it a name and try to ignore it. It come in all of these ways, and we find these clever ways of avoiding it, or trying to bottle it up and own it. You feel me? And I really do see the pros and the cons to it. I don't know what life would be without pain. No matter how much you get on your high horse, no matter how great things could be going in your life, pain is always around you. It's always right there. It's always inside of you. And sometimes it comes through other people, and that's a lot of what I've been dealing with lately too. It comes through other people that even when I'm on my high horse, I get reminded that pain is constant. Pain is there. And there's so many so-called answers, so many so-called, quick fixes to this pain. But what I'm finding is that you got to learn to live with it. And on different days, you're not going to recognize how to deal with it. Some days I ball up in a fetal position. Some days I lash out. Some days I'm frustrated with life. Some days I'm inspired by the pain. I find a way to get an outlet to it. And that's what I encourage everybody to do. Just let's stop running from it. Let's stop calling it something else as much as we can. And let's really just walk right into it, because it is us. It is there. It's not going nowhere. And it's not to be something that you get rid of. It's something that you just transmute. It's something that's going to teach you over and over again, endlessly. And it echo throughout eternity. I realize that I'm not going to be able to shake anything in this life. It's going to echo throughout eternity, whether it echoed through my children, through the pain I caused others, through the pain I inflicted on myself. We all bring some pain to the world. We all leave some pain in the world. A lot of times through other people that hold us in memory for the pain we caused them. So the pain is always relevant. It always going to echo. It's about what the fuck is you going to do with it. You could go ahead and be a victim to it. You could go ahead and feel powerless about it. You could go ahead and feel isolated about it and alienated and shit like that. And that's cool, because I go through that too. But at some point, you're going to, it's best that you just fuck with it. Get close to it. Feel it. Chill with it. Try to get an understanding with it. Stop trying to label it. Sit in the silence and listen to it. And this is one of them things where you really ain't got the answer, Sway. Like, I really know when it comes to this life shit, I don't really got the answers. None of us have the answers. And I'm learning more to encourage myself and encourage other people. Like, yo, just walk right into it. Same shit we call joy, the same thing we call happiness. You can't have it without the pain. You can't know it. You can't recognize it. You can't live it without the pain and the confusion and shit like that that pain embodies. And you know, pain lets you know you're alive. It lets you know you're here. It lets you know you can feel. It lets you know that it's meaning to life and that it's purpose to life. And a lot of times, you know, it be hard. A lot of times, like I said, you know, a lot of times you want to grab onto something and hold on to something, you know, because in some capacity, we all just children and we all new to life to a certain degree. It's always something you dealing with that is new to you, and it's invoking different feelings in you. It's invoking different emotions. It's invoking different thoughts. Sometimes this shit really come crashing down on you. And I remember wanting to really buy into just what we would call a happy life, and everything being perfect and everything just being all right, and endless bliss and endless joy. But ain't no life in that. And life embodies everything. You can't take nothing out. Everything that I am now, everything I went through made me who I am. Everything I'm going to go through going to make me who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to embrace it. And it's funny, like I was just giving this analogy to my bro. We was conversing and I was just talking about how life is like, it's like you just go from one level to the next level and you able to take some of the shit from the other level with you and you able to still utilize it, but you always in a space where you got to learn where you at the moment. For example, you know, when you first learn how to ride a bike, right? God got you riding a bike. You learn how to ride a bike, you falling off and shit like that. After a while, you start to face the fear. You start to get more acquainted with your balance and you start to trust the process more, right? And next thing you know, you popping wheelies, turning corners, you know what I mean? Doing your thing. As soon as you learn how to get good and comfortable with that bike though, here come God again. He like, okay, it's time to learn how to drive. But the good thing about it is God will give you a truck with the space that you could put your bike on or the trunk that you could put your bike in and take it with you while you're learning how to drive the truck. Follow me. Once you learn how to drive a truck and you racing and you going and you getting from point A to point B and you comfortable now, here come God again. I need you to fly an airplane, man. I'm going to need you to learn how to fly this airplane. You could take the truck and the bike with you on the airplane, but you're going to still have to learn this airplane. So you always in a position of facing something that feels new, facing something that, like I said, is invoking different things inside of you that's igniting and activating certain aspects of your spirit and your soul. Because like I said, when we talking about pain, when we talking about, you know, trauma and shit like that, we talking about now, immediate. The things that we go through, it might only happen to us once, but we suffer from playing it over and over in our head. So pain is immediate. We could live the same pain 1,000,000 times if we decide to. So we had to learn how to take it with us and not run from it, but not allow it to consume us. So like I said, now we got the plane. We learned how to fly the plane, and we worried about crashing, and we worried about where we going, and we need a destination and shit like that. We might even be worried about the passengers that came along to get on the plane with us. But at some point you got to learn. Now you learn how to ride a plane. God might say, okay, now you know how to ride a plane. I need you to learn how to be the pilot of a ship, and on and on and on. But you could take the plane with you. So you could always return to your flying ways. You could always drive, and you could always ride your bike. It's all with you along your journey throughout time, and you always able to go back and utilize it when you need it. And that's the beauty about pain. It carves you. It shapes you. It awakens you. It confronts you. It scars you. And you know, the thing about our scars and our flaws and shit like that, even if we talking about in a physical sense, they are our uniqueness. And every time we tap into a little bit of our uniqueness along the way, we always gonna feel a little bit shy, a little bit scared, reliving the past, wanting to go back to the past, wanting to hop out the plane and go back to the truck, want to hop out the truck and go back to the bike. You feel me? But if we walk away, then we just be stuck in just, you know, one dimension. We won't never know what that potential could have been. So pain push you to do that. It's all about how you live with it. And like I said, it leave behind, if you face it, if you you know, just be open to learning from it. It offers you a collateral beauty. I know people that got beautiful scars from going to war for something that was worth going to war for. Some of us got scars, most of us got scars that you can't see. And that's the thing I'm learning about life. Like, we could know a whole bunch of shit. We could regurgitate a whole bunch of shit, but don't nothing mean nothing if the love ain't in it. And love is pain. It really is. It really is painful. You could love somebody so much and want the best for somebody so much, or even want to bring somebody back that's not here no more. And that love is real. But with that love, pain come attached to it. And this just coming from a space of experience for real. Like, I done tried to shake this shit in all type of dimensions. I done tried to spirituality it out. I done tried to relationship it out. I done tried to run it out. How Solange say, I tried to drink it away. I tried to run it away. I tried to get rid of my lover. I traveled 70 states. But that just made me feel even more terrible. You know what I'm saying? You trying to run. You running from yourself. You running from your own beauty. And I realize more now, like, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If we leave it up to the world, if we leave it up to our parents and shit like that to validate us on our true beauty, on our soul, on our spirit, in an eternal space, then we'll be here forever waiting on that. Because we won't be able to recognize it until we feel it and know it inside ourselves without a question. It's just a knowing. When you look yourself in the mirror and you see things there that wasn't always there, you look back at pictures and you see, damn, I remember how I used to be before I got traumatized. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember, you start to remember things about yourself that you kind of defend now, or you kind of anxious about, that you used to be more free about. And the only thing that is holding those things hostage, the only thing that is keeping you from still being that free, is the pain. How you deal with it, how you see it, how you perceive it, how you approach it, the narratives you give the pain. And it changes over time. There was a time I used to call life something else. I used to look at something traumatic or something painful that I went through and thought it was the worst shit in the world. And as time went on and I kept walking and I kept getting more familiar with the pain, kept getting more in tune with it, I understood it was a gift. It becomes a gift. But it only becomes a gift through your understanding, through your tireless, tedious work of, like, really wanting to become into union with yourself and understanding that pain is a part of that. Period. And I could put this shit in words. It's real hard to do. Especially you talking to teenagers or your kids and shit like that, and they feeling pain. They feeling misunderstood. They feeling like they alienated in certain areas of life and shit like that. And it's one thing to talk to them about the behaviors. It's one thing to talk to them about it's going to be all right tomorrow and shit like that. But to a certain degree, we all is on this island of pain. We call it different names. We call it, oh, my father didn't do this. My mother didn't do that. I didn't have this. This person is doing me wrong and shit like that. All of those things lead back to what it really causes. It causes a pain. And from that pain, a lot of things is spun. Like I said, anxiety, depression. Some people just lose their mind. Like it go deep. It go real deep. And it's something the world don't really talk about because don't nobody know how to really approach it because they haven't truly approached the pain up close and personal in a mirror in a real way. And, you know, when you do that, you're going to come quickly to the realization that it's no one answer. You're going to have to keep facing the mirror. You're going to have to keep laying down, take a nap, get back up, try something different, go for a run, sit in silence, do whatever you need to do. But at some point, hopefully you come to the understanding that, you know, pain is a loyal friend. And it comes with a lot of rewards when you're willing to allow it to have its space within you and not look at it like a foreign object, because it's not. Because if your pain is a foreign object to you, then everybody else's pain going to be a foreign object to you. And you're not going to be able to tap in with other people. And I've been through that. That's why I'm speaking on it. I've been in spaces where my heart's so closed, I can't really feel for nobody else. And that's a terrible space to be in. And that's not a space you could ever rise to your full potential or your greatness. There's no way to do it. It go hand in hand. It's a collateral beauty. You know, and this shit here, it ain't really going nowhere. But you start to realize it and notice it, and you start to realize how it affects you and how it can control you and consume you and other people around you. And it's mad basic and fundamental too. It's funny that we don't, you know, I ain't gonna say we don't have the ability. We kind of lost the ability as a collective to really just see like, all of this trying to understand shit and learn shit and get educated and get to some place in life and all that is really to alleviate that sense of confusion and that sense of not belonging and that sense of not really actually knowing what the fuck you doing. But what I realize on the journey is, shit, the quicker I submit and surrender to the fact that I don't know, the fact that I'm facing something new, then, you know, I become more open to it, and it gives me a certain comfort within the discomfort. Give me a certain wisdom and a certain connection and trust in my own intuition so that I'm able to speak my mind and move forward as best for me, even without having all the answers. Because we don't got the answers, Sway. We really don't. And I see a lot of this going on the internet. That's why I had to kind of slow down too. Like, let me fall back off this shit for a little minute, because everybody putting out content. And the thing about it is, a lot of this content is getting people views, and people don't understand, like, they tied to an algorithm. So if they speak about certain things, they get a certain buzz. But what you really trying to do? I had to ask myself that, and what I'm really trying to do is help people that really serious about reaping the rewards and gaining that collateral beauty and giving up and offering the time and attention and the energy that it's going to take to, and the surrenderance and the allowance that it's going to take to really come to a place of integration within the pain and just life in itself. For those people, I'm just here to say, yeah, it ain't no way out. Like, it's literally only a way in. You gotta fuck with you. You gotta fuck with your pain. Your pain got a whole different cheat code than everybody else's. And I'm just a vessel to tell you that. I could come up here and do 1,000 million different analogies. I could read 1 million books, but it's just words. And the reference point is going back to a space where I used to be confused at, a space where I might used to be conflicted at. Now I got insight on it because I went into it. I went into the curiosity. I went into the hurt. I went into the pain. I went into the love. I went into the intimacy, the spaces that I felt like was so uncomfortable and so raw and too intimate and scary due to what I had already dealt with in the past, had me moving on feeling like I can't do it. like I said, getting on the plane and having to fly a plane and don't know how yet. You want to go back to the truck or the bike. But ultimately, though, don't lose the ability to feel your own pain so that you don't lose the ability to feel other people's pain too. Because then you really going to feel separate. You really going to feel alienated. And, you know, you will never come to grips with why you here. You'll always feel like you don't belong. And then it'll be easier for other people to make you feel like you don't belong either. And it's a whole campaign out here for you to feel inferior to other people, feel inferior to your past, and wish you could do things again like you used to do. We got to learn how to move on. And what paved the way, a part of what paved the way, is the pain. Like, I promise you. So I said all that to say, let's try to get in a space where we are embracing it, invoking it, taking time to come into union with the pain and receive that collateral beauty.